What are your primary considerations when choosing a location for your business? Well, to begin with, you need to assess the needs of your business. This includes the type of business. Are you manufacturing? Are you a service-based business? Are you an internet-based business? What's the nature of the operations you're going to undertake? Because once again, this is going to be a very important consideration for the type of location, the type of physical facilities. Do you have access to the things that you need? The condition of the location that you're scouting. Does it need to be more of a warehouse style? Does it need to be in an office complex? Does it need to be standalone for any particular purposes? What's your budget? What falls within your operational and financial capabilities for, one, paying the rent or the mortgage on the location? What are your resources for paying taxes, for building out the location to meet your needs? Operational needs. Does it have a bay door to deliver things, if that's a necessity? If you're going to be client-facing to the public, does it have ADA or American Disabilities Act access for clients to access the facilities? Does it have the type of ambiance inside that is going to be consistent with your branding as a company? All of these are key important considerations. Once you have a good understanding of what your business needs, what is the condition of the building that you're looking for that fits within your finances and your operational needs, and that is consistent with your branding, then you can move on to the next stages of saying what actually fits these various characteristics. Okay, you're obviously going to search in places that allow the type of business that you're going to undertake. Some locations are zoned residential and don't allow business activities. Other locations are strictly commercial use with certain delineations for types of commercial activity in that location. Some are industrial. These are generally for manufacturing type facilities where noise and it's not going to be an issue and power requirements are greater and things like that. These tend to be larger acreages or places. Others are communities that just host specific types of businesses. You'll routinely see medical locations where it has all doctors' offices and other medical service clinics and things of that nature. So make sure your zoning is in line with the purpose and needs of your business. Okay. Now, when you're actually choosing a location, all right, we've already talked that you need to understand the type of location that you need and that the physical location meets the operational characteristics. Two primary considerations, however, are: do you meet regulatory requirements? And generally that is requirements for customer access. Is it going to be a safe location? Does it meet ADA requirements for access for people entering the business? Does it have the right size doorways and things like that for accessibility? So if it meets all of the legal and regulatory requirements, then you start asking more of your strategic considerations that are: what are the other types of businesses in the area? Am I among businesses where they will associate my brand with theirs? Generally, a rule of thumb is that if you are the only type of business of your nature in a location, that's a bad thing. One might think that additional businesses of a particular type in an area would mean that there's more competition and that was a bad thing. But it's generally not the case. The more businesses of a specific type that you have in a location, generally you have greater awareness that your location is a prime spot for that type of good or service that you're providing. So more people come there in search of those types of services or goods. With that being said, a larger audience generally means greater brand recognition and a larger customer base, and thus resulting in greater sales or greater revenue. So be careful in your strategic considerations about whether you want to locate around other businesses of a similar type, of a similar ilk in terms of socioeconomic status, so that they associate well. This again goes back to branding and the needs of the business to associate its brand collectively with other businesses of similar type. And then lastly, the landlord. You want to deal with someone who's going to be honest and fair and who is dependable in whatever they're promising you. Okay. With that being said, you want to evaluate the landlord's reputation. You want to make certain you meet with them in person to negotiate the fine terms of the relationship throughout. What are the terms of renewal? What are the obligations of each party throughout? What are the remedies if either party fails to live up to that? Force majeure clauses that allows the business to get out of the relationship if certain things happen, and many of the other contractual considerations. You'll want to talk that out with the landlord ahead of time and have a mutual understanding of what the boundaries are of the relationship. Now, once you've done all these things, then you're ready again to move forward and choose and acquire the location where you're going to carry on your business entity.